Red 2 standing by, all 4 lit and in the green. Welcome back to Super Mario Sunshine, where we have a little bit of work to do getting our blue coins, and we're just sort of roaming around with what should be a fairly cruisy adventure. At least that's the plan, is just sort of wing it, see where we go, have a bit of fun with things. Now, if I get this right... There we go. I've been messing up the controls fairly badly because, for whatever reason, the game decided that they would have both the A and B button as jump. It's a bit of a bother for me because muscle memory says that B is dive, like it used to be. Like it used to be. Hehe. Terrible forced pun anyway. This is very casual, very relaxed, and this is a very good method of getting your blue coins. Slide along the ground by spraying everything with water. It's way too easy to actually zoom out. Anyway, we can goof around and travel through different areas of town. We can't do a huge amount just yet, but depending on what we have, well, we can head in here. We'll be able to get ourselves a Shine Sprite here. Talk to this guy. Break all the crates within 30 seconds to win a prize. Now, this is one of the perfect examples of the villagers being idiots and hoarding Shine Sprites on us. Because for whatever reason... Now, this guy isn't a jerk, at least. Mario, please. Oh, that's on me. That's on me. Now, if we talk to him again, I think we have to go out and go back in. And he's still yelling at us. So, trying to do things too quickly is obviously a bit of a problem. If we get our butt in the right spot, we can wind up breaking 2 at once. But yeah. So this is one of those stupid things I was talking about, where it's like the villagers and Piantas don't actually do anything helpful. They're hiding Shine Sprites. Alright, so it doesn't work on the diagonal. But like, this guy just has a Shine Sprite. He just has one that he is holding for no apparent reason. Like, why has he not actually given it back to everyone? Why has he not handed it over? Is there some sort of conspiracy that they're just doing this to piss you off? Because I'm pretty sure that the Pianta Mafia from Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door might have something to do with this dodginess. There we are. So, we know that the Piantas have a mafia. We know that the Piantas are actually the ones that treat Mario really, really badly. But why? They have got to be in cahoots with Bowser somewhere along the way. Because you have stupid stuff like this that happens. So we've got that. Now we can actually access a new area. As we can see, that boathouse is pretty much drowned, but in all fairness, I actually kind of want to leave that for a little bit because those Tanukis are rip-off merchants and they can just suffer for a while. Our fruit boats still aren't going anywhere, but we might be able to get a blue coin if we swim out here. Takes us a little bit of time, but you can also use the hover nozzle to wind up rocket boost to give yourself a bit of a boost. So I'm basically learning as I go. Now, fortunately, the coconuts are up here. We go into first person view, which is not the Y button for whatever reason. Where's the coconut? I think I killed the coconut. That's right, I'm going to... It's gone. Okay, now it's B to pick this up. It's Y to pick it up. Drop one in there, and now we have to aim up again. Which I always find a bit of a nuisance. And I keep drowning the blasted coconuts. What's the best way to do this? Go from a distance. Alright, so can I climb this? I can climb it if I... Hang on, let me just try something. If I climb up it, I might actually be able to... I might be able to ground pound and knock it out of the tree that way. Why didn't I think of that? Does that work? If I... No, that was not very careful movement. Alright, so I'm up there. Alright, so this isn't working. You'll occasionally get stuff from the DEBS. Jeez, why does it keep zooming out like that? Okay, there's got to be a better way to do this. Hang on a moment. Right, the coconut teleported up there. That's good, that's good. We've got 2, so there are various fruits around the island. Coconuts we do actually have to get off the coconut tree. Perhaps somewhat unsurprisingly. But if we get this... Alright, gotta go a bit further back. Ah, that's better. Now we can actually get the blue coin for this. So you'll find various fruits around the place. The durian one is a bit of a pain in the butt because you actually have to wind up kicking it around. So there we are, another blue coin. But if you want to get back to the mainland a little faster... There's something off this way. What leads out this way? What do we got out here? Well, blue coin, not going to complain about that. Now, as I said, a lot of this is basically just me playing blind. Or at least semi-blind, because I've got... really wish the camera wouldn't just zoom out so spectacularly. It's actually getting to be a bit of a pain. Got more coins, so... I am still playing blind, you will have to bear with me. It's just sort of, okay, what's going on, what happens here, and I wind up being left a little bit surprised when all these strange and janky things happen. I probably won't stuff around with the blue coins too much, because of course we do still actually have a game to play. Now, yes, over here, we need to wind up lining ourselves up properly. You probably have some experience, if you've even heard of this game, with one of the worst phrases in human history. I'm a chuckster. You can drive people to gibbering breakdowns. I'm surprised I got that first time. You can drive people to insanity with the words, I'm a chuckster. It means being hurled into the abyss. It means awful coordination. It means disaster. It means frustration. It means a bad time. One of the most reviled special missions in the entire game involves chucksters. Anyway, we will divert from my ranting about chucksters and explore Bianco heals for a little bit. I'll have to make sure I check which blue coins I've got because I do have a record. I will eventually get around to finding them. We'll tack on a blue coin searching episode as we go. This was Petey Piranha's debut, by the way. He shows up in quite a few of the various spin-off games around the era. He was actually in, of all things, Mario Kart Double Dash, where he was the partner for King Boo, who essentially looked just like a Boo with a crown and didn't actually look like the psychotic menace that appeared in Luigi's Mansion. Alright, so we've got some M graffiti over here, and we've got some plants. Spray those, and you will wind up getting coins from them. There are circles of them which you can spray in order to get multiple coins. Like that. Coins do tend to disappear pretty quickly, so be on your guard. Also, some of them are enemies. If you spray those enemies into a wall, you will get coins out of it. We can't get the 100 coin star yet from what I remember. A lot of this is, as I said, just guesswork. Already got 22 coins, which honestly isn't bad. Now we line ourselves up, and I press the wrong button again. And we are here to clean up this town, haha. Now, butterflies. We can encounter those later on when we have a certain familiar ally of Mario's. It's perhaps a bit of a surprise Yoshi was in this game after his first appearance in a few years was a cameo in Mario 64 and a misspelled one at that. Because if you pay attention, you will note that in Mario 64, when Yoshi greets Mario, his dialogue actually reads, "Eat that, really, you." I've been ragging on Falsebound Kingdom for having very poor spell checking. So, really, do make sure to get it right. I'm fairly pedantic on these things, though I will often be very quiet about some stuff, because I really, really hate getting people's names wrong. I'm actually very shy about things like that. So if I don't use somebody's name, it's not out of any dislike or anything like that. It is legitimately just the fact that I don't want to get their name wrong, and I'm being way too cautious about it. Alright. That's not bad. Now, in one of these is a blue coin. That went surprisingly... Where am I? It's gone surprisingly... Oh, sometimes you... Where'd that coin come from? At least I'm finding something interesting. Now, what is it? It's... There we go. That wasn't too bad. Now is there... I think there might be something on top of here. I need to make sure I set the right nozzle. Whoops. Note that wall jumping would become so much easier from this game onwards. Ah, there's a blue coin. Now, I believe if we switch... Yep. That's good. I never really knew you could do that. Needs a little bit... Actually, go back that way. Can we go any further? Ow. Alright, water's back up. That's pretty good. We've already got a few blue coins. And we can probably make our way to go and deal with Petey Piranha. Eventually, of course, there's just going to be a case of what's... And there's a random unhappy Pianta somewhere. Always wind up missing one of them. At least I'm consistent. Might find a few more blue coins along the way. You'll get coins if you ring those bells up there. Let's see if we aim. Well, I got one of them, but you have to hit all of them, I believe. Let's try this again, shall we? Well, we got hunted down by a wild mushroom. That's actually fairly handy. We've got that. So we had the blue coin over here. There's another one nearby. If we position ourselves just right, we'll see another of those X's and another M. Plenty of blue coins. You can find a lot in the first few episodes of each level. Most of them will stay available. Some are only available in specific episodes, so pay attention. I will probably be guessing a lot and fumbling around as I go. Now, if I get this right... Perfect. We can go down here. And we'll be able to make our way up there. Eventually. Might need a bigger jump. Or hitch a ride on this. There we are. So we'll get that blue coin and then we'll actually be able to proceed in our mission. Don't run off the edge. I really, really, really dislike having to press the control stick in. I do find it a little bit fiddly because sometimes it's incredibly sensitive and other times it just doesn't quite work. Now, note that we actually have an unlimited height for our... Whoops. For our ground pound this time around. If you ground pound it from a high enough place, in Mario 64, you'd still hurt yourself. The camera winds up going out to space. If you ground pound here, you'll basically just get a rocket ground pound. You'll get to fly around as you please. Petey Piranha is still spitting gobs of stuff at us. Well, there should be a blue coin around here. Yep, just as I suspected, there is a blue coin. Mario's air seems to go down pretty fast, and unfortunately, you don't get to keep that glitch from Mario 64, where you wound up basically having your health meter and your oxygen meter be the same thing. I don't know if it was intentional, but it probably wasn't. But it was very, very handy because any convenient body of water would just wind up giving Mario essentially infinite health. So you can steer the Helipad around here, and you are going to need to get used to this. You are absolutely going to need to get used to this skill. And it does actually apply physics fairly well. Which I know is a slightly unusual thing to say, but the game does actually have a pretty decent grasp of physics depending on where you position yourself. If you stand in the right spots, you will be able to move yourself pretty easily, and the game will actually get your movement pretty accurate. Though that's part of the reason those boats in Corona Mountain, the last level of the game, are so incredibly janky. Because they do actually utilize physics, it's just that they're incredibly realistic in applying physics. Oh. And that winds up being a bit of a problem sometimes, because we kind of expect that video game physics will be well and truly in action, and a whole range of different video game tropes will pop up along the way. Oh, plenty of mud. Plenty of brown muck as we get spat on. Petey's not being very nice. Now we can wind up actually getting a water refill somewhere along the way. It's further up here. Yeah, we can wash ourselves off, get nice and clean. I prefer doing the spin jumps. Can I make it up to the edge? Not quite. Maybe if I get a little... If I get a little more height. There we are. Skip that and... spray this. There we go. And jump onto here. Set our hover nozzle. Yeah, physics in video games can be very janky. Like, in real life, you obviously cannot just randomly bend your jumps around depending on what happens. You cannot just do ridiculous stuff like that that essentially allows you to defy time and space. Well, maybe just space. In order to make some ridiculous platforming. Anyway, Petey's not that happy to see us. And the roof might have been heavy enough for just Petey, but Petey and Mario, no good. And down we go. And that's it. That is the boss fight. Petey Piranha falls down, breaks his neck in fairly gruesome fashion, which is why we've got a still image. We are censoring this for fairly gruesome piranha death. That big head gets really mashed in. You don't want to see that. And we can just grab the Shine Sprite. But what we're going to show you now is the story Mario tells everyone in the pub so that he looks a hell of a lot cooler. Alright, faceplant away! Take out our enemies and get hit right in the face. And let's... when he opens his mouth... hose him down and then make him cough up water. So, keep out of physical range, run around him, and a good water jet. Well, that obviously counted. There we are. We might be able to get coins by spraying the sludge. And I think sometimes water bottles will wind up appearing as well. But this is pretty much not that different from our battles with the polluted piranha plants. There we are, 3 hits, as is often the tradition for Mario bosses, and Petey turns into goo. Well, goo ridden to him, I say. Ow! There's our Shine Sprite. So we might as well actually go into Rico Harbor and wind up making this a bit of a boss fight episode, because there is another boss fight first off in Rico Harbor. So yeah, we get the idea, and we wind up with a full tank of water with some pretty slick hairstyles. And spray away. Now I really don't want to wind up helping those Chinookies, because unlike Tom Nook, who is actually fairly helpful along the way, let's be honest, he does genuinely help out. He probably doesn't deserve the mafioso reputation he gets, So, this one's come back for another go-round, if you don't mind, umpire. We'll have to hit this one 6 times. So it's more durable than Petey Piranha. And somehow that counted. The Goopy Goons disappear, the boathouse returns, and an M mark will appear too. Give it a quick spray. Excuse me. There we are. Jump on in and we enter Rico Harbour. Gooper Blooper breaks out. You know, there really is Zit. You really should consider investing in Zit Cream. I hear that'll help. Right, so basically this music is just a faster version of the Delfino Plaza theme. Kind of like how Bianco Hill's theme is a sort of slightly slower, very relaxed version of the main theme. Admittedly, they weren't very imaginative when it came to organising the music. But it is a nice sort of variation on a theme. Okay, now let's see. 3, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. I want my jiggy, damn it! Now, can we get anything for the bloopers? Maybe it's one of the baskets? I'm pretty sure that... every time I try to push it in, it doesn't work. There we are. There's our blue coin, if I can turn around. And we'll be able to wash that off. Well, we've nearly got 10% of them in the entire game. So it's not too shabby, all things considered. Dive, perfect belly flop. So we want to make our way across this ship if we actually are going for Gooper Blooper, but I believe we might be able to spray some of the gunge in the hold here. Yep, so jump onto this, press Y to flip the gate. If you want to change to... Rightio. If you want to change to crawling on the roof, hanging from the roof, sorry, you can just jump up to it. You ground pound to flip through the gate. And Y is let. That was a good landing. That was a surprisingly decent landing, if I'm going to be honest. I always wind up in a cross kill. There we are, 20 of those. And we can move on. This bit is clean. Rightio, so just follow the gunge, basically. It's fairly predictable. There might be... Now, that X we're not going to be able to do anything about just yet if my memory holds up correctly. Because we will need a certain nozzle for it. You will get some additional nozzles along the way. Oh, there is a squid there. And it is not, unfortunately, a kid. It's not very friendly at all. Random blue coin, I'll take it. Now, get some water. And if you wouldn't mind... Ah, more opportunities to do that. That's straight out of Mario Well, that was stylish. That was straight out of Mario 64, the old shudder along the ledge. It was always a pain in the backside. You just never quite knew if you were actually going to wind up landing on the ledge or not, and then just a really funny sort of juddering action. Right. Straight ahead. Fortunately, these don't disappear. To the best of my knowledge, they don't anyway. I am not willing to find out. There's another one. Yeah, you really need the... And there we go. Alright, so if we smash these, we'll be able to access... There we go, we do actually have manholes. And coins in them too. Unsurprisingly, a manhole does not wind up going through the ship. It would be really, really funny if it did, but it'd be really horrible for the guy's livelihood. Cruise along. And you won't be able to jump up if you have crates blocking the way. You'll just go back down, but you won't hurt yourself, which is actually fair. Can we go up this one? No, I'm going to have to do this manually. That's a bit of a nuisance. I promise I'll get to the boss fight. Now. We do have to sort of sneak around a little bit. Oh, hello, you just dropped in uninvited. I'm apparently very good at jumping on squids. I was never actually very good at Splatoon, though. They're definitely good games, it's just they're not my thing. I'm not even that great at third-person shooters. Where are we going? Are we going to get up there? Yes, we are. Very nice. We can still jump on these as well. Some of them. Not this one. Whoa. Ah, there we go. Now, there's a blue coin above this. There we go. I don't really want to save in the middle of this. Another one bites the dust. Make sure to spray. Because the last thing I need is those little morons interrupting me. Can I fill up? Yep, we can. That was odd. Now, I should be able to free up our menu. Should be able to free up the menu if... Should be able to... God damn it! That's what I'm looking for. We can free up our underground system by pounding these. Might as well get the rest of these done. Should be one more after this, and that's a bit further down. The helipad is also going to be fairly important. There might be something up here, but we don't really want to go too far down. Now, pay attention to those fruit machines, because we are going to need to do something with them. That comes much later. Now, let's clear the area. Gooper Blooper evidently had a bit of an accident, so we need to clean that up, get some shredded newspaper, make sure everything's nice and neat around the area. We'll get around to training him in due time. So, in these convenient crates, we can jump on this, grab it with Y, and pull it off. And quite dramatically, Gooper Blooper appears from the crates, launching us flying, and the battle begins. Right, so the trick is you'll basically have to literally disarm Gooper Blooper. Trick it into attacking and then pull its nose. Pull it back as far as you can and it will get very annoyed with you. So we get a circle of gunge. It once again has an accident. Apparently it winds up having an accident if it's very stressed, and I can't blame it in all fairness. Avoid the tentacles. Usually good advice. Alright, so what we want to do is to spray from a distance. Please grab... It's actually being a bit smarter than I remember it. There we are. We can bait it, pull its nose, and it only takes 2 hits to go down. Now, it's worth noting that you can wind up pulling off all of Gooper Blooper's arms, leaving it largely unable to defend itself. This has already taken a bit longer than anticipated, so we'll wrap up this little goof around session by doing a little dance. Till next time, this is Red 2, returning to base.